You're watching The Experience Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
Hey guys, welcome to Space Cadettes. I am Bean. I am joined by Jena and by Alfie. Windshield wipers. Okay. So I want to start off with a question today. Okay, this is a hypothetical scenario. All right. Maybe it's not. I don't know. It's a fun question. Okay. Here's the question: is how many seagulls would you have to find in your house before you'd start to get suspicious that someone was putting them there?
2.
1.
What?
I don't live near seagulls at all.
Yeah, okay, good point. Good point.
Okay, if we're talking like I live on a beachfront, then I'd say 2 to 3.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
okay, wait. Now I'm thinking even harder. I don't open my windows. I don't open my door. I don't leave this place. I am a cryptid. I live in my cave. Even if I was living on a beach, I would not leave. So also, where am I finding this seagull? Is it in a place with windows or a door? Or is it just like, oh, I opened my closet and it's like, what are you doing in here?
I don't know. See, my question for stipulation, my first question was, am I walking in every day and finding a seagull, like sequentially? Or is it concurrent seagulls, like you walk in and there are X
Many
amount?
seagulls.
Yeah. Like
my answer is still 2.
Yeah.
Are they hold on. Okay. I do have one question. Are they alive seagulls or are they like figures?
No, they're alive.
Okay, 2.
Okay.
1.
I don't know, because so where we live, we get a lot of hurricanes. Okay.
Mm-hmm. If it's hurricane season, more likely to find a seagull in your house.
Exactly. So if it's hurricane season, even this far inland, we see seagulls. We have a lot of water around us. So I can see them kind of being blown inland and then like not knowing where they are, one could actually get into your house oh, there's a hole in your like roof from a tree falling. I'm inside. And I'd be like, okay, no, get out. But if there's a second one, somebody's messing with me.
Yeah. Well, so I'm now thinking of that guy that has that pet seagull. Well, I say pet. The one that he was just like, day 3 of trying to feed my pet seagull. And it's just a seagull that would hang out on his roof. And it was the same seagull. And he's just like, hey, you want some food?
Oh, I've seen those videos. Yeah.
Yeah. I think at some point he finally got it to come into his house. Hang out. That's like his pet seagull.
Yeah. So my answers to this were, if it's 1 seagull per day, that's just my pet seagull. I already have named him Larry, so that's technically an infinite amount of seagulls.
Okay.
If there's just 1 per day, even if it looks a little different, I would just be like, well, Larry's a little different today.
So if a different seagull,
oh my god,
as long as it's just 1 showed up in your house, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's just Larry.
There's Larry.
It's like, dude, Larry's like a bird of a different color today. Are you serious? And it's like, yeah, that's Larry.
Yeah. And I think if it was like how many for me to walk in and just like be like, oh my god, someone filled my house with seagulls, it would have to be like 40 of them. Because anything less is going to just be like, well, they're here,
40 is where you're suspicious.
I think it would be like, it would have to be like every surface is covered for me to be like, someone put these here. What's happening?
It's just all of the Larrys coming together for a meeting.
Oh my god. What if they just started like doubling? First day you saw 1, next day you saw 2, next day you saw 4, and then there was 8, and you're just like, Larry, why is there so many Larrys?
Oh, I would just be like, he's a tribble disguised as a seagull.
Yes.
I'm living in Star Trek.
That's fair, but it would have to be a literal tribble. You'd be like, oh yeah, this is fine. But I mean, this does suddenly remind me of that TikTok I saw that was like, this woman comes home and is like there's 2 crows in her house, and like her husband or something is like, well, you wanted dogs, but they don't allow them here, so I got you 2 crows, and they're just flying around the living room.
How many crows does it take to make a murder? Because that's what a group of crows is like. How many crows does it take for it to be?
It's a group.
Murder? Yeah.
I guess
so. A group of crows is called a murder, right?
I would say
how
at
many?
Least 4 to 5.
I need to know. I don't know why I need to know this all of a sudden.
3 crows.
3.
Okay.
Minimum of 3.
Like the next thing he could have said was, "All right, I got you some murder."
I murdered you.
Oh, so let me read you this.
Okay.
It takes at least 3 crows to make a murder based on Old English folklore referring to the 3 ravens folktale where 3 crows plot to devour the corpse of a dead knight. Then they are thwarted by the knight's hawk.
What?
That's fun.
That's strange.
That's cool. That's cool to know where that came from.
That's really cool.
That is mildly interesting to say the least.
All right. Well, I just thought that was like a fun question. There's just a seagull named Larry living in my brain now. He lives there.
Is it every day a different like shape or color?
Maybe. I mean, I do plan on drawing him into like my art projects from now on.
Just a little bitty Larry.
Yeah, Larry the seagull.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna start buying you seagull things now.
Oh, but I already have so many. My frog things are what I collect. That's my.
Okay, it's gonna be
animal.
Well, suddenly seagull stuff is gonna start appearing in your shed, and that's
yeah. I'm gonna wait till you get suspicious. Like that's suspicious.
I think I would be more suspicious if an object appeared in my house than if a animal did. Because I would be like the animal flew in here.
Yeah,
okay.
Versus
I'm gonna say, Bean, I can safely say that I never want to live with you. Because if you just don't suspect living things suddenly appearing as being suspicious, but objects, that's too much for me.
Okay, animals.
Suddenly we have a new roommate, and it's like, Bean, who is this? Oh, I don't know. I thought he was your friend. Bean, no.
Now
who is this man?
Hold on a minute. That has happened at my house before.
Okay, I never want to live with either of y'all.
I will live alone
with my murder of crows.
I need to explain this. I need to explain this a little bit better. So, it's me and my husband, right? And we have a roommate. This is back when we lived in an apartment. My cousin got home from boot camp and he needs somewhere to stay for like whatever time between boot camp and going off, right? And there was a couple of weeks there. So I brought my cousin home. And we just had my cousin as a roommate for a couple of weeks. And nobody knew but me. They were just like, oh, how long is he staying? I was like, oh, our other roommate? Yeah, I don't know. Till he goes to camp or something.
Well, but that was just a funny thing for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing, but just like, who is this man? I don't know. I don't know either. We're the only 2 people that live here. Who is this? He's living, so I'm not suspicious. Now, if a dead man shows up, it's like, man, who's this guy?
Oh my
God. He paying rent? He have a job?
He's
Can't
dead.
deal with this. He's the decor. He adds a certain ambiance.
And speaking of living things in a house, let's make comic book houses.
I think the initial question that I believe Bean proposed.
Yes, I think Bean asked it last week.
It was like 4 characters. Like, which 4 characters would you place in a house together?
Yes. Like Big Brother or Drawn Together style.
Okay. That was going to be my question, because it's like, man, there's a lot of specifics. Like, is this a survival thing? Is this like a Big Brother thing? Is this a...
I want to say, I don't know. Bean, this was your question. What are the parameters?
You know, this was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then we just didn't get to it last week.
My brain's fuzzy.
I was definitely imagining it as like drawn together. That was my mind. But of course, you know, my mind is of course like roommates. Maybe they don't get along at first, but power of friendship.
Or they get along at first and then realize nobody does the dishes.
Oh. That makes me want to live alone. Even now.
It makes me think of that episode from Drawn Together with Ling Ling just being like, nobody's doing the dishes. No, why is nobody doing the dishes? Like, I'm doing all the dishes.
God, man, am I gonna watch Drawn Together after this? Probably.
Yes, it's on Paramount
It's been
Plus.
so long.
It's so good.
But okay, so are we going for just characters that we want to see live together and see how they would interact? Okay, and another question. Can we do different versions of the same character?
Yes, that would be great.
Like yes.
Because it's like, I'm thinking like over the years, there's been so many iterations of the Joker, Harley, Batman, all of the Robins.
Which that's a comic, is all of the Robins living together. It's great.
Yeah, it is good.
It's nice. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Oh, there's so many options.
I know. Like I've been thinking about this all week, and now all of the things that I thought of are gone. Like,
yeah, this is one of those questions that's like any questions where it's like, what's your favorite, or what do you recommend about this? It's like, oh, I don't know. I've never read a comic book in my life. I definitely didn't finish like 7 series in the past 2 days. I definitely did not do that. I've never read a comic book in my life. Why are you asking me this?
Oh man, what if? Okay, I don't know if this is too much like big brain for right now, but like, what's like just like the last 3 comic series? Because I think we're all kind of similar on like what we've been reading.
Yeah,
maybe with slight variation, but like just grabbing one from each.
I will say at least first 2 that I can think of, not comic series that I've been reading, but 2 characters that I would like to see together, like living in a house, see how they interact. Desire from Sandman.
Okay.
And Lucy from Wicked and the Vine.
Yes.
Because I feel like they have similar personalities to a degree, and they would probably either clash or just, hey, we're going to this bedroom, goodbye. One or the other.
So I actually have 3 also that I would like to see in a house together. And none of them are allowed to have any of their butlers. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'll preface this. They're not allowed to have their butlers.
It's 3 Batmans.
One of them is Batman. So we've got Batman, Ninjak, and Iron Man. And it's just
so for
them 3.
Butler, are you saying is Jarvis Iron Man's butler?
Kind of. Yeah. Like they're not allowed to have any of their household like help, I guess you could say. Like they
so they are going into a Big Brother house.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I didn't know that. Well, I know nothing about Ninjak, so
he is
I didn't know he had a butler.
So he is from Valiant. He doesn't really have a butler, but he has like a team of people behind him who help him. Like he's a super rich British ninja. He's the Batman and Iron Man of the Valiant universe, I think is the best way to describe it.
Gotcha.
So they all of them. Well, at least Batman and Ninjak have the detective skills, right? But all 3 of them are super rich.
Yeah.
So none of them have to clean up after themselves at home. So imagine the 3 of them.
I never even thought about that.
I know, right? So imagine the 3 of them in a house and like nobody cleans up. Nobody cleans up after themselves.
It's disgusting.
Oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine it? Just the fights that would happen.
Dude,
it's like, hey man, it's your turn. Like, I don't know how to do this.
Wherever Batman decides to sleep, suddenly that's his depression den.
Yeah. Same.
That's his depression cave. It's like, it's no longer the Bat Cave. It's like, yep, my trash and my money is here. All of my DoorDash orders, it's just piled up. Because what do I do with this? Who takes this out?
Yeah.
Iron Man, use your suit. I don't know, set it on fire. I can't deal with this.
Right.
Bruce Wayne
Like,
just
all of a
having
sudden they see Alfred.
just having a pile of money and dirty clothes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Basically.
Just, I don't know why I thought seeing the three of them in a house, because Ninjak can take care of himself, because he's been like stranded before in the middle of nowhere where he's had to like rough it, take care of himself. But him losing his mind for the other two.
I just thought of something silly.
What?
So these three characters end up calling Peter Parker. I'm like, hey, do you want a job? You can come live in this house for free. You just need to clean up the place.
Yeah.
I actually think of those three, I think that Tony Stark would be the least competent and would be the biggest problem.
I feel like he'd be drunk all the time.
Yeah. He would be, but like I really think like so Batman, I think Batman would have more like cleaning up and like taking care of himself skills, because like a thing that comes up is like, yeah, he has Alfred, but a lot of times he does stuff for himself because he's emo and doesn't want to ask for help.
What
if he has like a depression den, it's contained to his room.
Yeah,
maybe it's like, oh well, I cooked something in the kitchen, I'll clean up my mess.
Okay, but here's the thing. There's going to be at least one of them who doesn't clean up after themselves. And that's going to start piling up to the point where the other two won't have any dishes or any like soap or any of that left, right? So who is going to be the first one to break and start being petty? And who's going to be the first one to break to start being like passive aggressive? And then a step further, when does somebody start being aggressive and like pettiness to the extreme? And then when are they just going to start breaking stuff on each other? And then who cleans that up? Because if all three of them are fighting and the house gets half destroyed, they don't have nobody to clean it up. And then it just starts the vicious cycle over again. Or is that just me?
I think pretty quickly Batman would be like, well, Robin would clean this up.
But they can't have anybody else. They can't have anybody else.
I know, but the passive aggressive comments would be like, oh, well, Robin cleans up after himself. He's pretty cool. Wish he was
oh my gosh, you guys. My 8-year-old sidekick can be cleaner than you guys. I don't know. I can't do the passive aggressive thing. I'm just aggressive. Yeah. But Bean, you see this dirty dish? This is yours. It lives in your room now.
Who are your picks, maybe, or any ideas?
Okay, so I think it would be cool to have Poison Ivy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right, Groot.
Oh.
And let me double. Okay, and I believe his name is Mr. Bloom, who's a villain from DC. DC has all the good plant villains, unless you can think of a Marvel one that's good.
I can think of some anti-hero ones.
Yeah, but I just want a big plant house. Yeah. That's the goals.
Was there ever a Little Shop of Horrors comic? Because on Audrey?
Yes, there was.
Well, then Audrey?
Great. Yo.
Yeah, but Audrey would just be trying to eat the other two. Just being like, hey, feed me. Feed me so I can take over the world. And then Poison Ivy just being like, no. No. Sorry.
I think that would be fun.
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
I was trying to decide if Harley should live with them. Because, her and Poison Ivy and...
Harley sneaking in through the window. Like, Poison Ivy is getting booted from the house because she allowed someone from the outside to come in. And it's Harley.
Yeah.
It is.
Like,
I think kind of what happened in DC.
First on a technicality.
Yeah.
Like that Oh, I was gonna say real quick, like when Willem got eliminated from a drag race, I think it was because he actually invited his boyfriend or husband to their hotel that he was staying at for the show, and they're like, yeah, you can't do that. There was a strict like, no, do not do this, and that's why he got eliminated, and that's why Poison Ivy would get eliminated.
Yeah.
Has to leave the Big Brother house because she invited Harley Quinn to.
Or as the producer puts it, how many Harleys before you get suspicious?
40.
See, that's if there's 2 of them, I'm like, why there? Well, maybe 3. Maybe there's 3. If there's 2, maybe it's like, oh, is this your sister? I didn't know you had one. Cool.
We've only been dating for years. Didn't know you had a sister.
I do know in Batman Beyond, there's a set of twins that have Granny Harley that do be looking kind of Harley. So maybe she do be gotten a twin. Twins run in the family.
I would really want to see Tank Girl in one of these houses. I just don't know who to put her with.
Tank Girl and Harley Quinn.
Oh, that's actually good. Yeah, I think they would create havoc. I feel like for entertainment purposes, we need 2 other people that are like, can you guys please, for the love of everything, stop.
I was going to put more trash,
more chaos,
just more in there. I was going to say, Girl Scouts. Just put the main character from Girl Scouts in.
I haven't read that one.
Yeah,
it's very good. It's very fun.
Duly noted.
Yeah.
Who's it from?
I do not. I love him. I don't ever remember his name. Hold on.
Oh no, the publisher.
Oh, I don't remember, but it's from Jim the Food. If that immediately tells you what it looks like. Does it?
I want the chick from Chew to be part of this house.
I need to read Chew too. That's on my list.
Yeah,
it's in the second series of Chew, and I want her in that house just to be like, oh my god, I'm just gonna eat your face and move on with my day. Goodbye.
Oh, is it GRRL?
Yes.
Okay, it's from Image. We
so
continue with the theme.
Yeah, I love Jim Mafood's everything that he draws. I love his art style so much.
Ooh, all right.
That is awesome.
I might say his name wrong. I don't know. It is spelled though as Mafood.
I'm down. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. To finish out the Harley house, we should have like, oh my god, I don't know why, but I really want to see Doc Holliday from Tombstone.
Hold on. Let me look up and make sure that I remember who that is.
It's Val Kilmer's character.
That's what I thought. I was like, just gonna. There's all these like cool punk chicks, and then there's Cowboy Val Kilmer in the middle of them. It doesn't make any sense.
There we go. It does make sense because he's chaos. He's chaos, but it's controlled chaos. Like he can control the chaos around him, but he loves chaos.
Is he like trying to make him? Is he like the Bosley to the punk Charlie's Angels?
Yes.
Okay. See, I was originally gonna say like all the joke. Originally, as soon as we were talking about like all the iterations of the Joker, I imagined they would be the ones that immediately burn the house down and then laugh as they walk away.
Oh, absolutely.
But I've changed my mind that the Harley house is the one that is immediately just going to set fire to everything and then like stroll away like la 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 la.
Or
I think
of
both.
all of these houses going on, they're the ones that are going to last the longest.
Well,
because they're just going to ditch the house.
Then they're not in the house. They
have to live together.
Yeah.
I've changed my mind though that the Joker house is just insufferable. They're actually the ones that last the longest, but it's because they're all just sitting around like society. Oh man, our plans. Like it's just anyone who goes in is just like, oh, and it's like gross and it's
I feel like the second you open the door, it's like, oh god, what does that smell?
Nope. Too much laughing gas. Gotta go. Bye.
Oh man. I feel like it would just be gross, and then they would like lean into it and be like, yes, society rejects us.
Society
Are you
told us
just
to wash
describing an
dishes, so
incel
we're
house?
not.
I don't want to put that on him. I don't want to put that. I didn't want to put it out there, but you know.
But
oh god! But can you imagine if they did do like, let's say they did like a series of DC like Big Brother houses where it's all the iterations of Batman in one house, all the iterations of Robins in one house, which would be fine because we see that now. All the iterations of Superman in one house, and it's just like, my bro. They did a 25th or something anniversary for Harley Quinn when they wrapped up, not the last storyline, but the storyline before. And it's this big issue of over 150 different Harley Quinns, all the way from like an alien Harley Quinn to a Sailor Moon Harley Quinn to like a Green Glob Harley Quinn to Harley Quinn, like every type of Harley Quinn out there doing a roast of the main Harley Quinn. So imagine if all of them had to live together. They could barely make it through one night of hosts. So imagine if they would have done that with like one, like all the Marvel characters, every iteration of this character in one house. All the DC characters, every iteration of this character in one house. And I am like 99% sure of all of these houses, dare I say this, the only house that would stay like minty fresh clean, probably the Superman house, because almost every iteration of Clark Kent is farmer boy cleans up after himself. And I'm like,
that mudroom is atrocious.
Oh, Jesus, that mudroom is terrible. But the rest of the house is bloody well spotless. They have amazing food for every meal. Everybody's right on time for getting things done, like working together.
You know, they have a chore chart.
They have a chore chart.
This kind of sounds like it. This kind of sounds like something that Lex Luthor or someone would like try to make happen. And he would be the host of the Big Brother house, because every Big Brother house has a host. And, you know, they'd have to vote each other off at some point. I mean, that's just the requirement.
I feel like at the Superman house, they all sat down and discussed it very openly. Like, okay, guys, we need to decide who's going to go next. Who wants to go next? Do we have any volunteers? No?
Who really wants to go home and see Lois? Like,
who wants to go first? Oh, okay. Well, he raised his hand first, so we're going to let him go home first. Let's go ahead and draw a number out of a hat, so that way it's fair. Stop using your x-ray vision. No x-ray vision. Okay, thank you for being honest with me. You can go home now.
Oh, gosh, I just imagined a whole house full of Cyclopses. Talk about an insufferable house. Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
And then you have Phoenix and Emma Frost hosting for that Big Brother.
Oh my God, that'd be great.
For some reason, I feel like they'd play a lot of ping pong. I don't think that's canon at all, but you know,
no, I get what you mean though.
Yes. It feels like
it would be a very frat bro,
like TV frat bro, like the movie style frat bros. Like, oh God, bragging about all the things they did to cheat on their wives while she had cancer.
And also while they can read minds. Yeah, I'm gonna cheat on my girl that can read minds.
Yeah, like
she'll never know. I'm gonna also cheat on her with someone that also can read minds.
Exactly.
No one will ever know. They're not gonna know. They'll never know.
Who's gonna know? Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be. You're very suspect. Oh God.
Insert the Among Us sound. Do, 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 or whatever that sound
and
is.
on that note, guys, we do need to take a quick commercial break while we discuss more Big Brother houses of the comic book universe. We'll see you guys back here in a minute. Bye.
Did you know that across America there are over 2, maybe even 3 live stream producers who can't even afford Mountain Dew? Take Brian here. Brian has gone 2 weeks without a sip of Red Bull. If it goes on much longer, he may take a shower and get a real job. Situations like this are as tragic as they are preventable. Join the experience on YouTube and gain access to special emojis and members-only streams. For less than a cup of coffee, you can keep socially awkward hermit people working from their parents' basements where they belong. Scan the QR code on the screen to join. You'll be glad you did.
Go follow the experience on TikTok at @the_EXP1 or scan the QR code on the screen. Our TikTok is like everywhere else we are, except you only have to deal with us for a minute. Seems like a win-win to me.
Welcome back. I have switched over from my tea to water, so things will now be less spicy with these Big Brother houses that we're talking about. Less gossipy. Oh my gosh. I feel like we need at least one of the houses to be kind of like the I don't want to call it like the gossip house, but
well, okay, this is unrelated to what we were kind of talking about before the break or during the break. But I kind of like Elvira's in comics.
Yeah.
Just finished Elvira in Horrorland. Great stuff. Can't wait for Elvira in Monsterland coming out in May.
Ooh.
Just a little advertisement. Not paid for. But Betty Page is also in comics. For some reason, I just want to see those two together.
Yeah.
I feel like they would make some hot goss and like just be cool.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about like in comics Betty, not like late in life Betty in real life, because
like
that was all
comic book. Ooh. We could also add Tank Girl to that because I feel like she has all the tea.
Okay, now this is just the house. Now this is definitely being like, okay, this is my house. This is a house that I want to watch.
Yes,
I want to watch all of them, but
I wanted to add. Can I add one in to go with like Elvira and the Betty Page vibe of Svengoolie? Do you know Svengoolie?
No.
He's so familiar.
He's kind of like a lesser known one, but he like hosts like horror, like a horror show. Like, and he's like, oh, like here's the spooky thing. Like he kind of does what Elvira did of like, I guess still does of like, oh, like here's a horror movie, be spooky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I know that he has comics because when I worked at Space Cadettes, the store, I sold some of them. But you know what? Okay, so here's the thing, is I don't think it was Svengoolie out of makeup that bought the Svengoolie comics.
Okay.
But he was wearing a Svengoolie shirt and he kind of looked like the guy. Like it's hard to see because like there's so much makeup, but like, you know, like a general self. But I didn't want to ask.
I will let you know the main person who was Svengoolie died in 2013.
Yeah, but I think somebody
that
new
helps.
took him over, right?
I'm not 100% sure. Let me look.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a ghost. Dang.
Svengoolie, now that I know who he is, that actually reminds me of another comic book character in Cult Classic.
Mm-hmm.
He does the same sort of presenting of stuff, and it's
Yeah.
There is a new guy. Okay. Rich Cause is the new guy. He took over in 19. Come on. Thank you. Took over in 1979. Okay.
Wait, you said the new guy took over in 1979?
Yeah, so the original Jerry... Wait, come on. Focus. Thank you. The original writer for him and the person that portrayed him, Jerry Bishop, did it from 1970 to 1979. Rich Cause, who's the person now, took over in 1979.
Okay. Let me look it up. Let me look and see if it was the guy. Google Images. That's not him. That's definitely not the guy in the store.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So it was just somebody who was a really big fan. Yeah. Cool.
But no, I would be down for that.
Yes.
Now this makes me wonder, does Joe Bob Briggs have a comic?
Joe Bob.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. The TV personality that is portraying him as of today, his name is Doug Sharf.
Doug Sharf.
SCHARF.
An American bobsledder? I know.
My favorite horror icon, an American bobsledder.
Imagine a bobsledding horror movie. Does that exist?
It needs to. Somebody make it. I need it now.
Oh, what's that bobsledding movie, actually? I can't remember the name of it now.
Cool Runnings?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I'm just thinking of... Okay, I brought this up because it was like, it's something in New York, and it's like, man, it seems like all horror movies and stuff, they always have like an in New York thing. So like Cool Runnings in New York.
It's like they're going so fast, but then they're like
down the subway stairs.
Oh my god.
But their bobsled has like teeth on it or something.
Oh my god, bobsledding horror movie.
That would be really funny.
We got to copyright that before the Sci-Fi Channel steals it.
Again, like with Time Smash and this.
Yeah, it's gonna be called Dead Runnings.
Or Blood Running.
That
Asylum
would be good.
Presents.
Yeah,
it definitely would be an Asylum Presents. It's at her Full Moon, Lionsgate, one of those.
Meth Gator.
Did you say Meth Gator?
Yeah.
All right. So there's okay, I thought of another house combo. While Jena recovers. But this one's kind of different because I'm trying to think of because at first I was thinking of the Scotty Young written and drawn book, The Me You Love in the Dark. Did either of you guys read that one?
Yes.
I love that. So I thought about like the ghosty monster. Let's put him in a house with other ghosty monsters. But then I was thinking of like other like haunted house things, and I thought of Homesick Pilots, which the house is a monster.
Yeah.
And so like what if we put that monster into the monster that's a house? And I was trying to think of like other like weird entities and like how they would get along.
Nice House on the Lake alien guy.
Yeah.
That would be good.
I like it.
That would be
then
good.
We
There
could
would be
do...
there'd
I'm
be
trying to
such
remember the name of the comic. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. I'm just thinking of like because in the Me You Love in the Dark, I guess spoilers if somebody hasn't read the 6th issue. You should read it even if this spoils it.
It comes in a single trade as well.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's beautifully drawn. I love it. But that ghost creature, I guess it's not really said if it's like a demon or a ghost or whatever. It's just whatever. That ghost, yeah, he is like obsessed with having a person and like having that person's complete attention. And
it's
then
a
like
very toxic love story.
Yeah.
Found it.
And in some ways, Homesick Pilots is similar. It also wants to have like a person, and it wants to like have this whole mission be taken out. And then there's the alien from Nice House on a Lake. I think that the ghosts would like gaslight and manipulate or attempt to the alien from the Nice House on the Lake. like that would be crazy.
Then I want to add to that house is Sloth from a new comic called Exorcists Never Die. I think only the first issue's around. Oh my god, the things that he would do to both of them. He would just like freeze them just so he could like punk them and like move them around and like mess with them.
It would be crazy. It'd be a lot of fun. I think we're both distracted by what you're doing, Alfie.
Yeah, we are.
Sorry.
I was like, what is Alfie up to? I'm so focused on this.
I thought of a topic that I don't want to get into now, and I don't even want to discuss it until after. But it could be a good thing for next week. I just write it down.
Yeah.
But
For some reason,
my little notebook was on the floor.
Yeah.
Little Sanderson sisters.
That's cool.
Oh, I love that.
Spirit Halloween. That's where I get all of my stuff.
Yeah. You only shop once a year at Spirit Halloween.
Or at horror conventions to get cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do one more house. Let's do one more house. We do pick of the week. I want to do an animal themed one where it's like Thor, like the frog version of Thor, and Peter Porker, and maybe the light bug like sidekick from I Hate Fairyland.
What about Goose?
Yes.
From Saga.
Yes.
Or Goose.
I like it.
Yeah.
I love him so much.
And then on top of all of that, it's got to have Flint from Good Boy. Like, I feel like that would be so chaotic because that's so many different big personalities. And at the same time, like, I think we'd be highly entertained. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like an animal type house. What do you guys think?
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Animal house? You mean?
Literal animal house.
And then I don't know why, but I want to add like one of the dogs from Stray Dogs. So it's either got to be like the Bloodhound or it's got to be the German Shepherd. But I can't decide which one.
I'm trying to remember the personalities of both. It's been a bit, and I will not reread it because my heart aches.
Yeah.
And I won't do it.
Hey, Alfie.
Huh?
3 legs. He only had 3 legs.
He only had 3 legs.
Never gonna read it.
It's a great book. Everybody should read it at least once.
Mm-mm.
It's so good.
Okay, wait. Bean? If you're making me read Saga where I'm crying constantly,
but that's about people. It's not about animals.
I will preface this.
There is a dog character. What are you talking about? There is a dog character.
But it's not all of them.
No.
I can deal with like a little
not all
bit
the characters
of
in Stray Dogs are dogs.
Okay, so anybody who is wondering, Stray Dogs is a storyline of a serial killer collects dogs because he thinks he can take care of them better. So what he does is he goes to dog parks. Anyways, and it's told from the dog's perspective as well. So what he does is he goes to the park with a current dog, finds somebody with a dog, kills that person, takes the dog back to the farm, and he mostly takes care of these animals.
Yeah.
But these animals are starting to remember their original owners because it's told from the dog's perspective, and dogs' memories are triggered through smell. So they find the room where the serial killer gets to keep at least like one trophy, and
you are very much in spoiler territory.
I'm not going to say any more than that. I'm not going to say any more than that. What is up with my camera today? Goodness, I don't know what's going on. So it is a completed storyline, and there's 2 storylines. Actually, yeah, it does seem like I don't know what's going on.
Maybe there's like something on the lens that you can't see.
I don't know. It keeps.
Either way,
it's fine.
But there's it's Stray Dogs and then Stray Dogs Days. Days.
Yeah.
Are they doing any more with that?
I hope not because my heart can't take it. I love it. It is Disney drawn. It's Disney style drawn. So it's really interesting concept, really good storytelling. It's perfect in every form of a comic book should be, but at the same time, because it is about all these different dogs, it is about like
it hurts.
It's so bad, good, bad. It's so good. But at the same time,
it's good, but it hurts.
It hurts so
it ripped out literally all my organs and made me want to die. You should read it, Bean. You should read it.
Yeah, like Saga and Wicked and the Divine did to me. You guys you guys shut it. I had to read these books. You should read this
back to back.
And it's much shorter. It's much shorter.
Yeah.
I think I will read it. Well, my dog's gonna live forever, so I'll never get to read it. But
This is definitely one you need to have your dog with you, because I was reading it and I had to hug him. I had to hug him and love him and love him and hug him. And where is he? I need him now. No, I'm okay.
He's gardening in
Okay.
the yard.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so let's just. All right. So speaking of that, I believe it is time for Pick of the Week. So this week's pick was Alfie's pick, and it was Silver Coin from Image. So I got to read I've read it all before, but I reread the first couple of issues. So let me know how far you guys got, so I know what to talk about and what not to talk about.
What
was the first one?
The first one was the band.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I ended up reading all of it because that was one of those ones on Humble Bundle that it was an image like, oh, of these era. Okay, I'll buy it. It has Saga and Silver Coin in it. Those are ones I wanted to read.
Silver Coin's so good.
Yeah, I ended up reading all of it. I got on a tear of just reading comics for the past few days. So I finished caught up with a bunch of stuff.
That's awesome.
But,
so we can only talk about the first issue though.
Yeah.
Right now.
But to everyone that doesn't know what it's about, it's a horror anthology. So they all connect, but you could read a random story and it's fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Except I guess like the later stories probably don't read because that starts tying stuff together.
Yeah.
But
okay. I want to say after they tell us the origin of the story, they started tying together.
I think that the story that Bean had talked to me about that got you wanting to read it, the arcade one. Yeah. I think that happens after the origin is told.
Okay.
But I can't remember.
But it could still be standalone. Now, like I'd say like the last two to three stories, that's where it's like, no, this is really tying it all up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, anyway. I got the timeline mixed up.
I could have it mixed up too. It doesn't matter. It's all good. This
is one of those books I was reading while it was coming out. So it's been a minute.
I think it benefits everyone to read it all together, honestly.
Yeah. Yes, it does.
Nice. So there's 15 issues total. I just looking it up.
Nice.
I want to make sure I know.
Okay, so the first storyline was a rock band, and because the first story, oh my gosh, I don't know if I reread the first story. Somebody please
real quick
refresh me.
Yeah. Well, Bean, since you've read the first issue the most recently.
Yeah.
What do you think about it? What was it about?
Oh, I loved it. So it's about a rock band that in the, I guess, I don't remember if it said the year, but they're at like the first year that disco started being a big thing because they're a really awesome, like classic rock, like, you know, the rock that became classic rock. And they are like struggling, like people don't want to see them because it was that huge like disco boom. And they're like really upset about it. They don't know that in like 3 years, everyone's gonna be like, disco sucks, you know, but they don't know that. So they're really upset. And then the guitarist, finds a coin in a box of his mom's stuff. His mom has just like run off, you know, and that was her lucky coin. He starts using it to play the guitar. And then he's just like shredding. It's like the most like, yeah, like this is like the best. Oh man, this is like the best song you've ever played. Everyone's like freaking out. He's like, heck yeah, like I'm the best. I'm the best guitarist. And then he keeps using it and he keeps playing it. And he's starting to get like more erratic. And I don't know. He starts getting more and more like kind of like aggressive and being like, we're going to be the best band in the world. We're going to get out of here. We're going to be like as big as the Rolling Stones. He doesn't say that, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's close to.
Yeah. And then he gets frustrated and then he tries to play disco and the coin doesn't like disco and then his hand falls off and the whole club explodes into flames and everyone dies.
Exactly.
And that's the first issue.
Yeah.
But the coin survives.
Yeah. The coin doesn't like disco. That's what I learned.
The coin is definitely the it's 1978, by the way. Just a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, the coin is definitely the thing that ties everything together. That's the anthology bit of it. It's like everyone that has a bad time in this universe deals with the coin.
Yeah.
If you have this coin, you're gonna have a bad time.
You might have a good time briefly, but then you're gonna have a bad time. It's very much a monkey's paw type thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I like stories like that.
I do too.
And I remember the art style being pretty awesome too. Like it really matched the kind of like, not just the genre of book that it was, but it kind of matched with the whole 70s punk rock, like rock, classic rock. Like it felt like it all fit together perfectly.
I think the art is pretty much the same throughout, if I recall.
Yeah, it's the same art through all of it, and it feels like
it works every time.
Yeah.
It's I was looking up the artist is Michael Walsh.
Thank you, Michael Walsh. You're awesome. Hearts.
Yes.
And I think in the last issue that I have access to, it came out in October. And I think I don't remember if it was the writer or the artist, they said that they would be taking a hiatus because their wife had a baby. So they're, doing life.
And on that note, let us, whose turn is it? Is it Bean's turn next to pick?
Is it my turn?
Yes, it's your turn.
Wow. Oh, let me build suspense for the pick that I definitely know what I'm gonna select for you fine folks to read. It's a excellent book.
I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm so excited.
The problem is I can't think and talk at the same time.
Just think of
we can talk amongst ourselves.
Okay. Give me just a second. And here, Jenna, you guys talk more about maybe do you guys have like a favorite issue of the silver coin, or like one that like really stood out for you, especially like Alfie, because I know you like just read all of them recently.
I think the one that stuck out to me the most was probably the origin story, because that was twisty.
That was really good.
Oh my gosh, that priest dude.
Yeah, but I like anything that's like witchy, culty.
Yeah.
Any of that stuff. Anything with a goat, and this literally had a goat in it.
Yeah. Well, how come you have you read Quantum and Woody?
I don't know what that is.
So Quantum and Woody is a Valiant. Hold on, I think I've got it's all the way. So it's two brothers. Their dad dies in an explosion. They go to check it out, and an explosion happens. Or no, their dad dies. They go to check it out at his lab, and then an explosion happens, and now they have to like clang hands every 24 hours, or they blow up. What they find in the lab is a goat who shoots freaking lasers out of its freaking eyes, and it is a character of itself. It's a character in and of itself throughout the rest of the series.
That sounds pretty sweet.
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna I want us to read the Department of Truth.
Oh, that's been on my list. That's been on my list.
I'm finally gonna have somebody to talk to about it. Yes.
Have you? I didn't even know that you had read it.
Yes.
I have
still going on.
That's on my list.
I'm gonna send more details, because specifically, like, and I think it's like a lot of people have heard of the two issue like Bigfoot arc.
Yes.
Well, actually,
Bigfoot arc.
Yeah.
Why did no one tell me?
Every conspiracy has it's all of them.
Oh man, but I just realized the Bigfoot arc gets talked about because it's so sad. Uh-oh.
Everything I read has been sad. I'm accepting it. It is what it is.
How about this? Next week is my week, and I will pick a happy story.
Accidentally ends up being sad.
God, frack.
I mean, I thought that Do a Powerbomb would be a fun little thing, and then I finished it today, and it was like, huh, Actually, I finished it last night and I cried. It's bittersweet.
It's a bittersweet symphony.
Yep, it is in fact a bittersweet symphony.
So I'm super excited to have somebody I can talk to about it now. I can just be like, okay, so we're definitely reading the Bigfoot arc, but like if you guys get time, please read it all because it has it's kind of like how Silver Coin has like an overall, like everything's connected. This is that.
So is it a single story or is it a anthology type thing?
No, it's a single story.
Yeah.
Going through.
Oh, also side note, favorite story from Silver Coin that wasn't the game, the arcade one, the diner one.
Ooh, yes.
Because anytime there's a messed up diner, a la Sandman, I love it.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
But it's all so for Department of Truth, it is one big story, but it's kind of like
it's almost like Monster of the Week style.
Yeah, okay. like X-Files.
Yeah.
Got you. There's only
because they are. It literally is. The guy gets inducted into the Department of Truth, who has to go deal with, and we won't get too much into it. We'll get into it next week, but has to go deal with conspiracy things being real in the world and affecting the world.
Okay,
that's great.
Kind of like Inside Job.
You haven't seen Inside Job?
No.
Bro, you're gonna love it.
Okay.
It's on
also,
Netflix.
It is about it. I am the main character.
It is
I'm very biased. It's literally I was watching. I was like, I have that outfit.
Don't you love that when you're watching something? I was like, wait, is it? Do I need to sue?
One of the characters, I've already decided who I am in Inside Job because all of the shoes that she wears, I have.
Who?
The social media person.
That's what I was thinking because she does have fabulous
literal
shoes.
Job.
Yes, she's
but hers is like taking over the world with social media. So
your literal job.
Shut up. So yeah, I am. That is who I am.
So wait, real quick question with the conspiracies: is it like strictly Bigfoot type stuff, or is it like?
It's every type of conspiracy you can think of. At one point, they touch on the JFK conspiracy.
Well, he's on the cover, it seems. So
yeah,
I assumed it was only political conspiracies. So
it's all it does. Like they look at Atlantis at one point. Yeah,
it starts off with flat earthers.
Yeah.
It's fun. As somebody who loves conspiracy theories,
I'm down.
Yeah.
I love that sort of stuff. That cryptids, all that stuff, 100%. Yeah. I'm 100% down.
Yeah.
And I think with that, unfortunately, I have to drop a hard truth. And that is that the show's over.
Or is it?
It's a conspiracy. It never ends.
Maybe this is the end of the episode, but the start of a conspiracy.
Yes.
Do we ever end? Where do we go when we're not in these little boxes? Who knows? It's up to you to decide and make up some sort of crazy story. Either way, whatever box you put us in, that's been Bean, and may or may not still be. That's Jena. Once again, is it? And I'm Alfie. I definitely am because I'm the announcer right now, so I could be no one else. And we've all been Space Cadettes. But will we continue to be? Do we live here? I don't know. It's a conspiracy theory, man.
Longest outro.
You make your own decisions. Goodbye.
Bye.